Hello dear students, let us learn the second theorem on homeomorphism. Let us read the theorem. It says that on any given family of topological spaces, okay, we have to prove that the homeomorphism is an equivalence relation. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll take the family of all topological spaces in one set. Okay, and we'll call that set as S. So let S be the family of all topological spaces. Topological spaces. We'll take all topological spaces, put them in one set, and we'll call that set as this S. Okay, and define the relation. Define the relation R. X is related to Y if and only if X is what we have to prove? We have to prove homeomorphism is an equivalence relation, right? So we'll define that relation as X related to Y if and only if X is homeomorphic to Y. Homeomorphic to Y. That means what? There exists a function between X and Y which is a homeomorphism. Okay. That is how X and Y are related. Now, we have to prove that this relation is equivalence relation. That means what? We have to prove this relation is reflexive. We have to prove the relation is symmetric. And also we have to prove the relation is transitive. Right? Now we shall prove it is reflexive. Now, first step to prove that, number one, to prove that the relation is reflexive. So we have to prove it is reflexive, no? So how many elements we have to take? We have to take one element belonging to S. So let us take one X. So let me choose one X belonging to the set S. So what is our X? X is a topological space belonging to S. Okay. We have to prove that X is related to X itself. X is related to X itself. Okay. So when is relation, how is the relation defined? X is related to Y if and only if X is homeomorphic to Y. Correct? Okay. So what do I do is now I want a function between what and what? Between X and X, which is a homeomorphism. Can you guess the function now? I want a function between what and what? X and X. So which is that immediate function? So consider the identity function X to X itself. Okay, and defined by I of X equal to X. I of X equal to X. Now this identity function is definitely bijective. Clearly I is bijective. Okay, we can write that clearly. Clearly, we can write here clearly. Clearly, okay. I can insert I is bijective. Okay, and also we know that I is continuous. I is also continuous, and I inverse is also happens to be from X to X, and I inverse is also continuous, and I inverse is also continuous. Also continuous, right? And what is homeomorphism? I is bijective, continuous, inverse is also continuous. So all the three things are happening. So therefore I is, that implies I is a homeomorphism. I is a homeomorphism. So we have an homeomorphism. That means X is homeomorphic to X itself. So our X is related to X, and this is happening for any X coming from capital S. Therefore, what is our R? R is reflexive. Therefore, R is reflexive. That implies R is reflexive. We have proved the relation is reflexive. We can call this as 1. Next, what we have to prove? Second one, we have to prove it is transitive. So what do we do now? How many elements we have to take? We have to prove it is symmetric, right? We have to prove it is symmetric. So to prove it is symmetric, how many elements we have to take from S? I need to take 2 elements. Let me take 2 elements, comma y belonging to S. And let X be related to Y. Okay, X is related to Y, no? That means what? That means, what is the definition? X related to Y implies what? Implies X is homeomorphic to Y, correct? So, this implies X is homeomorphic to, correct? That means what? This implies there exists a function from where to Y? From where to where? From X to Y, which is what? Bijective, continuous, and inverse is also continuous. F inverse is also continuous. That's the meaning of homeomorphism now. Yes, F inverse is continuous. Okay, now we have to prove what? We have to prove Y is related to X. Y is related to X. That means what? I want a function between what and what? From where to where? From Y to X. So, and we have to prove that from Y, that function from Y to X is a homeomorphism, right? Now, what is the immediate function which is function from Y to X, depending on this, F. So, since F is bijective, can you guess the function now? Since F is dash, that is bijective. Okay. So what? F inverse exists. F inverse exists, right? And what is F inverse now? F inverse will be from where to where? From Y to X. So I got a function which is from Y to X. Is it bijective? Clearly, F inverse is bijective because F is bijective. Why F inverse is bijective? Because F is bijective. Okay, and is it continuous? So F inverse is continuous. Inverse is continuous because inverse of a continuous function is continuous because F is continuous. Okay, what about its inverse? We'll see whether inverse is continuous or not. Okay, we'll see whether the inverse is continuous. What is the F inverse whole inverse? So F inverse whole inverse is and F inverse whole inverse. What is F inverse whole inverse? Is nothing but F, and F is continuous, right? So this is continuous. What have we done now? F inverse is bijective, F inverse is continuous, and F inverse whole inverse is continuous, right? So therefore, this F inverse, right, is from where to where? From Y to X is dash, is homeomorphism. Right? So therefore, Y is homeomorphic to X. So y is related to x. So whenever x is related to y, we got y related to x. This happened for all x comma y belonging to S. Therefore, R is dash. R is symmetric. Therefore, R is symmetric. And we'll call this as 2. R is symmetric. We'll call this as equation 2. And what is the third one we have to prove now? Third one. Third one, to prove that R is transitive. To prove that R is transitive. So how many elements we have to take now? We have to take 3 elements. We have to take 3 elements. Okay. So let us take 3 elements. Let x comma y comma z coming from S and let can you tell me now? X is related to y, okay, and y is related to z. Y is related to z. Okay, that implies what? That implies x is homeomorphic to y and y is homeomorphic to z. Okay, so this implies there exists one function. We'll call that function as f. From where to where? From x to y. Can you guess? Which is dash, which is a homeomorphism. Homeomorphism. Similarly, and there exists another function g from where to where? From y to z, which is also a homeomorphism. Okay, guys? Now, can you give me a function which is a function from x to z? What we have to prove? We have to prove x is related to z. Correct. Then only that R will become transitive, no? So I have to prove x is related to z. That means I want a function from where to where? From x to z. So what is the function from x to z? Consider the composition mapping G naught f. This G naught f will be a function from the domain of f. I have f here. So domain of f is x. So it will be from x to codomain of G. Codomain of G. That is nothing but z. So it is G naught f, which is definitely a function from x to z. And is it bijective? Is it bijective? G naught f. Is it bijective? Why it is bijective? So number one, or we can call it as A. This G naught f is bijective. Why is this bijective? Because f is a homeomorphism, f is bijective. And G is a homomorphism, G is bijective. Because f and G both are bijective. And G are bijective. And G are bijective. Second one now. Is it continuous? G naught f is continuous. Why it is continuous? Because f and G are continuous. F and G both are continuous. Remember, our f and G are homeomorphisms. That means what? That means f and G are bijective, continuous, and their inverses also are continuous. Now see, what about this inverse? G naught f whole inverse. G naught f whole inverse is nothing but f inverse, okay, composition G inverse, right? And f inverse is continuous, G inverse is continuous, and composition of two continuous functions is continuous. So is also continuous. Is continuous. Because f inverse and G inverse are continuous, and also we have proved composition of two continuous functions is continuous. So therefore f inverse composition G inverse is continuous. Okay, so bijective, continuous, and inverse is continuous. Therefore, what is G naught f now? Therefore, G naught f is a homeomorphism. So G naught f is a homeomorphism. This implies G naught f is a homeomorphism. G naught F is a homeomorphism. So what? Homeomorphism. This implies X is homeomorphic to Z. Therefore, X is related to Z. X is related to Z. And this happened for all X comma Y comma Z coming from S, X related to Y and Y related to Z. Right? So therefore R is dash. Therefore R is transitive. Therefore R is transitive. We'll call this as 3. By 1, 2, 3. By 1, 2, 3. We have tried the final conclusion now. So therefore by 1, that is R is reflexive. So by 1, comma 2, R is symmetric, and third one, we got the conclusion R is dash. Is an equivalence relation. Equivalence. Is an equivalence relation. Hence the theorem. That completed theorem 2 on homeomorphism.